For 3,000 years, the galaxy had basked in stability and order, a vast coalition of species unified under the Galactic Council and bound by an ironclad treaty-ensured peace across the stars. The Star Wars were ancient relics, discussed only in historical archives. What once were empires that clashed for supremacy now traded, shared cultures, and exchanged ideas in harmony. As long as no one disrupted the system worked. Humanity was a newcomer to this cosmic alliance. A few centuries ago, they astonished the galaxy by mastering faster-than-light travel. The Council welcomed them with curiosity. Though technologically behind some elder races, humans brought something else, an unpredictable spark: their adaptability, their creativity, and their peculiar behavior. Too many species, humanity was baffling. They joked during negotiations, they disregarded strict protocol. Their humor was odd, sometimes absurd. But above all, they were peaceful. Earth's own violent past had taught them bitter lessons. Now, they chose diplomacy, trade, and exploration. Most found them strange, but harmless. But not all. In the shadows, an ancient species watched with growing disdain. The Craner, a proud, war-forged race, had long thrived on conquest and domination. Peace was their cage, the treaty, their humiliation. Their warrior traditions decayed. As generations forgot the glory of battle, they obeyed the Council. But they never accepted it. Then came humanity. These new arrivals lacked the grandeur of old empires, yet somehow, they were praised. The Council celebrated their innovation, their progress, their jokes. To the Craner, this was an insult they could not tolerate. So they plotted, patiently, quietly. They painted humanity as the exception to peace, too naive, too volatile. A swift, decisive strike would send a message. Humanity was weak enough to beat, yet influential enough to make a statement. While smiling at council sessions, the Craner built war fleets in secret. Forged weapons, trained soldiers, their leaders called it sacred, a chance to reclaim their honor. Back on Earth, life continued as usual. Trade flourished. Research accelerated. Entertainment dominated global culture. Alien species tuned in, mesmerized and confused by human comedy, memes, and bizarre late-night shows. Craner intelligence reports poured in. They tracked humanity's technical and military capabilities, but dismissed them. Innovation and diplomacy were seen as weaknesses, and the Council, bloated and slow. The Craner were right to assume it would not act quickly. All they needed was an excuse. So they accused humanity of destabilizing galactic culture, undermining trade, and violating the spirit of peace. It was flimsy, but it was enough. Though some Craner generals warned against underestimating humanity, the Hawks prevailed. The decision was made. 3,000 years of peace shattered. The Craner's declaration of war echoed across the galaxy. It was grand, ritualistic, full of pomp and rage. They accused humanity of sabotaging the galactic order. The Galactic Council was stunned. Emergency meetings were called, but peace had dulled their reflexes. The bureaucracy stalled. Meanwhile, Earth heard the news and laughed. Memes exploded. Talk shows mocked the declaration. Anchors chuckled on live broadcasts. Even alien commentators were bewildered by humanity's reaction. No fear, no solemnity, just jokes. To the Craner, war was sacred. To humans, it sounded like bad sci-fi. Craner threats were met with mock recruitment videos and satirical training montages. Soldiers played along, civilians joined in. The message was clear: we're not afraid and we're not playing your game. Furious, the Craner accelerated their invasion. They issued demands: disarm, surrender, kneel. Humanity's response: funnier, louder, more memes. Other species watched, fascinated. Was this psychological warfare, a bluff, or just human nature behind the laughter? Preparations were in full swing. Earth's defense grid had been quietly upgraded. Orbiting platforms disguised as satellites were fitted with precision targeting AI systems. Shield networks were disguised as routine maintenance. Stealth ships took formation. Emergency drills were run. Human scientists, aware that overt aggression could trigger political backlash, developed non-lethal technologies. EMPs, disabling energy weapons, designed not to destroy, but to neutralize. These tools upheld humanity's image as a peaceful, ethical force. Even their comedy had strategy. It served as a psychological buffer, a cultural unifier, a banner of resistance that made fear irrelevant. But The Craner couldn't understand. Their intelligence analysts were used to conventional enemies. They couldn't decipher humanity's dual nature, laughter masking lethal competence. Some Craner leaders suspected a deeper strategy. Others dismissed it as desperation, but doubt crept in. Across the galaxy, opinions shifted. What once seemed foolish was now seen as fearless. Humanity's refusal to conform had disrupted the very psychology of war. Was this defiance or genius? Humanity knew the battle wasn't just military, it was narrative. Every move, every joke, every broadcast was part of a broader strategy to confuse, to delay, to demoralize, and to own the story. And it worked. As the Craner Armada finally moved, massive ships darkening the stars, Earth was ready. The skies lit up. Shields activated. Stealth fleets deployed. Contingency plans executed. The Craner, armed with pride and tradition, expected a swift victory. What they found instead was a species that refused to play by the rules of fear. The storm had come. The war had begun, and the galaxy would never be the same.